everyone, it's me, Thomas Lockwood, doing his next YouTube video. Now, I did say I was going to do a video for Friday, but I still haven't received an email about blah blah blah. But we're going to talk about something I did say last week, which is if you like black, come back next week, which technically is this week. And well, I'm not going to disappoint. Now, people, if you, like, let's say you've got a group of 4 and only one of you guys remembered your stuff, maybe that one guy should build this deck because it's its own format, but it's still quite funny. It is a format pretty much called zombie format. I've named it myself. It calls it Big Zombie, but I'm naming it Zombie. And well, it isn't like a normal deck, and we'll go through it, and there's even some more rules that has differences. So let's begin this video. So let's begin talking about the rules, because there is some different ones compared to normal Magic. Where normal Magic, each player must bring a deck. You only actually have to have this deck as the deck itself. That's not too bad. So if only one person remembers it, it's fine. 2. Your starting life total isn't 20 unless you've got 2 players. It is 10 times the number of players that is playing. So for example, if it's a 4-player pod, you're going to play with 40 life. And the third and final rule is that each player has an emblem as such. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may sacrifice a creature to gain 5 life. That's it. And that is actually one of the most important rules of this game. Always remember this. Please. Don't. This format will crush under its own weight. So, we'll go into the lands and talk about the rest. So, the lands are very simple because there's only 80 in the deck. There is 39 swamps, which is pretty obvious, but I'll have a swamp image on the front of one that I have in foil full art, which is awesome. Then we got 11 leech-ridden swamps. Now I'm going to have an image up, but I'm going to have to open them up, so when you hear me clicking, it's because I'm opening the images. Anyway, leech-hidden swamp, which is one I like, which is actually a land that is a swamp. So like them dual lands in Return to Ravnica block, these have the same properties, except they have one colour. There is a cycle of them, but the black one is the one that this deck runs. With a symbol of black and happiness, each opponent loses a life. You may only activate this if you've got 2 more black permanents, but this is mono black deck. How many black permanents can I have? 103. I think I can do this. So that card is pretty neat in this deck. Then we go on to a Unholy Grotto. Now, Unholy Grotto is really, really, really good. I like it. It is nice, and I wish I could run a copy. But I can't, because it only makes colourless mana. It taps to add 1 colourless mana to your mana pool, and it has another ability, black, tap, put a zombie from your graveyard on top of your library. But because the library is shared, it puts it on the top of the library. Now, that's good, because this way can be used 2 different things. It could be used either as a, I don't want you to get a good card on top of the library, so I'm going to put a bad card on top of the library. But it could also be, I'm going to put a good card on top of my library because I want that card. So it works both ways in this format. So it works around. The next one we're going to be talking about is Barrymore and Polluted Mire, because they're practically the same. Barrymore and Polluted Mire are both cycling lands. Lands that enter battlefield tapped, but have a cycling trigger, meaning you have to spend mana to cycle them. Barrymore is the one that cycles for black, and the Polluted Mire taps for 2 colourless. Leech-hidden Swamp, there is 11 of. There is 12 Unholy Grottos, 17 Barrymores, 6 Polluted Mires, and 2 more lands. But, no, 2 more lands that have grand total of 5 total. There. Okay. Subratrain Hangar. It's pretty much a black storage land. If people know storage land, look it up. But the deck only runs 2, but I see the reasoning. It could be such a big mana clump, and oh baby, that would be nice. And the last swamp is Spawning Pool, which is the only non-zombie in this format. It enters the battlefield tapped. It taps for 1 black mana, and for 2 mana, you may make it become a 1/1 black skeleton with regenerate this turn. So, it's pretty good. That's the lands. Now, we're going to go into the creatures, and I am ready to say some words and open them tabs, because that's going to take me ages. Anyway, so let's get on to talk about the next lot. Zombie format only evolves 4 different card types: creatures, lands, instants, and sorceries. Sorceries, there is only 1, which is there's a bit more than 1 of, but it's a 1. And there is instants, which are also 1 instant, but there's more than 1 of it. So, because those ones are going to be so small topic, maybe the instant one have been a bit bigger than the sorcery one, we'll talk about the instant. We'll talk about the creatures. The 103 creatures are in this deck. First one we're seeing is Undead Warchief. It is a 4 mana 1/1, which people would say that's bad, but in this format, pretty good when it has 2 of these two abilities. Zombie spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Please note I did not say creature spells, just spells. And zombie creatures you control gain +2/+1. So technically, counting itself, it would be a 3/2, not a 1/1 as it would say. So, not too bad, not too bad. I'm loving this. And there is an airplane flying above my head. I'm hoping that does not get recorded. I know that is, but I hope the rest doesn't. Grave Defiler, dun dun dun. The best card drop in this deck, with the first one being 14 cards in the deck. This one is a 10. And, well, you can see why. When it enters the battlefield, you reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You put all zombie cards revealed this way into your hand. All other cards that are revealed, put onto the bottom. 4 mana, 2/1, with regenerate, 1 in black. That's nice. I like that idea. So, pretty strong, pretty nice. It most will never be reprinted because it's just too strong. But, yeah, with the whole deck that's full of zombies, mostly, there is 1 or 2 that ain't, but we'll get to those later. Next one, Thespian Goblin. Oh boy, they are really thinking this is a good card. And it is. There's just better ones out there now. For 1/1 for 1, it's not too bad. But target creature, when it dies, gains -1/-1 until the end turn. Meaning this guy can trade with a 2 toughness dude like that. So good. And just get a row of Thespian Goblins and go, I'll sacrifice Thespian Goblin, kill your Thespian Goblin, which kills my Thespian Goblin, which kills your Thespian Goblin, which kills my Thespian Goblin. How many die triggers do we want before we lose? Which actually you might have to keep a count of, which will be next. And Twisted Abomination, the final 10-off in this deck. It is a 5/3 with regenerate for 6 mana, 5 in black. It's pretty good, but it's never normally cast. I cast it once and lost that match for that reason. But with a swamp cycling of 2 colorless mana, this allows you to find a swamp and put it into your hand. This allows you to get that special swamp that enters tap, but actually has another ability other than swamp. I like this card, but you never really cast it. It is just to get some lands out. Now we're going to into a 9-drop, because apparently this deck has a lot of random number card slots. When it's a Skinrender for 4 mana, it's a 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, you put 3 -1/-1 counters on target creature. This is good. 4 mana, kill target creature, have a 3/3. Only problem is, it is mandatory. If there is no other creatures on the battlefield, you must target Skinrender itself. But technically, if Skinrender isn't on the battlefield, you'd lose anyway because there's not a creature on the battlefield. Okay, that's a 9-off. Let's go into the 8-drops, which here is actually 2. Lord of Undead. Now, this is actually okay. Not great, but it's okay. Other zombie creatures you get other zombie creatures gain +1/+1. That's not too bad for a 2/2 3 mana black and 1. Very nice. Black and 1. Tap. Return target zombie card. Please note zombie card from your graveyard to your hand. You may allow yourself to return any zombie from the graveyard to your hand. Before they even, if they have a response to zombie, you can do it. Boom, bam, done. Let's go to the final 8, which is quite funny. Vengeful Death. You know I said about them creatures dying? Well, this is where it comes from. Whenever Vengeful Death or another zombie dies, each opponent loses 1. Meaning, that's gonna be pretty good if all them creatures die. Because it doesn't say your zombies, it just says other zombies. And itself. Now let's go into a 7-drop. Well, not 7-drop, a 7 card in the deck. Flashback Miranda. When it enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature. For 3/1, 3 mana, isn't too bad. The other card that I did think I forgot to mention, that Vengeful Dead is 3 colourless mana and 1 black. I'm so sorry I had to go back to that just to make sure I didn't say it. So, because this is going to be one of my longest videos, so I'm trying to do it in one whole swoop. It is not working out well with my hay fever. Anyway, when this ability is resolved, you may sacrifice itself to its own ability. If you control no other creatures, you must sacrifice itself to ability. So technically you can get rid of a creature this way. It's quite nice. And now we're going into a 6-drop. Yes, a 6, not 6-drop, a 6 mana card. Zombie Ogre Warrior. Vista Dragger. For 3 mana, for 4 mana, it is a 3/3. That's it. But it has 2 other abilities. Cycling, which is just 2 colourless mana to discard it and draw a card, and Unearth for 1 and a black. And, well, Unearth is pretty much reanimate for a turn, which is quite nice, but it exiles itself when it leaves play. So, yeah. But what I would like to point out is if someone's on 3 life, let's say, and they have no blockers, they've just been holding on with the skin of their teeth, you cycle and unearth this, bam, they're dead. And you just drawn a card. Sure, you've exiled a good card, but you still got a card back from it. Now got a 5-drop, which I say is the most weirdest 5-drop in the game. Well, not 5-drop, 5-card copy of it. When, why am I going to the straight into the battlefield triggers? No, don't, Thomas. Ghoul Razor. Actually a standard card at this current moment. It is a 3 mana, black and 1, 2/2. Zombie, of course. I will tell you if it's not a zombie, because every card in this format, I think of them 3 are not zombies. And 2 of them are lands, god damn it. When it enters the battlefield, return a zombie card. Please note it's saying zombie card again. At random though, which is really annoying. From your graveyard to your hand. I like it, quite nice as a 2/2. Next card, which is a 2-off in the deck. Let me just confirm. Yes, and technically I now know where the 1-off drop is. When we get there, I'll be happy about it. Cable Interrogator. Now, as a 2-off, I'm not liking this card, but I will still say about it. It's a 2 mana 1/1 with a black and X and tap ability that lets the target player reveal X cards from his or her hands, and you choose one. That player discards that card. Activate this ability only at any time you could cast a sorcery. Now this is very good, but I just don't like it. So, hey, maybe you could come up with your own idea for that one, but this format is quite settled at the moment, so you'd have to change it yourself and not bother about it. Now, Zombie Master. Oh boy. One of the best cards of the game. Not really, but still quite funny. It is a 2/3 3 mana, so it's black and 1 again. Other zombie creatures have swamp work. This does count technically your opponent's, but not yours. So if you're not careful, this could kill you. Other zombies have black regenerate this permanent. Now if I have to tell you, this card counts any card. But this does hold the point that there might be in the future zombie permanents that ain't creatures. Why? Well, if you read the original and the last printing of this card, it clearly states all zombies gain black regenerate this creature. Meaning this could be a hint to say there is going to be a tribal zombie card in the future that has thing. So I'll let you contemplate that. And the final two off in this deck is Corpse Harvester, which apparently is actually a zombie. I thought it was a human, but no, it's a zombie. One black tap and sacrifice a creature. You search your library for a zombie card and a swamp card, reveal them and put them into your hand. Then shuffle your library. Now, if I had to pick one card from this whole thing that wouldn't be in a deck but should be, it would be this. It is 2 mana, get 2 cards from your deck, reveal them and put them into your hand. Let's say that swamp card. It could be Overgrown Tomb. It could be the Leech Land that's in this deck. It could be any swamp you want. Zombie card. It could be one of the instants that we're going to be talking about in about a minute or 2 or 5 or 10. I don't know how long this is going to take me to do the last one-offs in this deck. And you then shuffle the library. How awesome is this? Sure, you might need like instant speed mana, but still, it's still good. Now we're going to get to the final things, which are all apparently good cards because there are only a singleton in the deck, or you might just not own more. Let's go with the only one that technically is a zombie that isn't a zombie. How? Because her name is Phage the Untouchable. Now, I'm going to be looking at the old one. You guys are going to be looking at my own concoction of Phage the Untouchable, because technically, her old one doesn't reveal anything. But she is a zombie, as it states from them nowadays. Phage the Untouchable is a 7 mana card. 3 and quad black. That won't really matter in this format. When Phage the Untouchable enters battlefield, if you didn't cast from your hand, you lose the game. Other than one-off that is in this deck too, there is not a lot of Reanimator, so it really won't matter. When Phage deals combat damage to a creature, destroy that creature. It cannot be regenerated. This is a better Death Touch. Sure, it goes using the stack, but it still destroys that creature, and it still makes them not regenerate, which is awesome. When Phage deals combat damage to a player, the player loses the game. Sure, seems fair. I'll give it Swamp Walk, hit you for 4, look, you're dead. Next Whimsical card, Death, Lord of the Vault. Fair enough. It is a 6 mana, 4 and double black, 5/5 legendary creature zombie. The other one was a zombie minion, which you would see on the image. This one has Intimidate, which is absolutely useless in this format. There is no non-black, non-artifact creature in this format. In fact, they're all black creatures. Yay! Black and X, you put an artifact. Okay, so technically this is one of the cards that can reanimate Phage. You put an artifact, which there is no artifact, or a creature card with converted mana cost X from the graveyard, not an opponent's graveyard, because technically every graveyard is shared, so this says zombie graveyard. The graveyard. Into the battlefield under your control tapped. That player puts the top X cards from the library to the graveyard. I'm saying it like that because that's what technically it is in the format. So that's pretty good. Reanimate anything they want. Yeah, there's nothing much else I can say about this in this deck. Orphalet Poacher. Now, I'm not joking you. This is a one-off because how weird it is that it's actually broken near enough in this format. It is a 6 mana 3/2 zombie bird. 4 and a black. Flying. It is the only creature at this current moment that I have said to you guys it is flying. When it dies, you're allowed to reput a zombie card from your graveyard to the top of your library. You may return itself to the top of the library if, for example, it's going to die during your opponent's turn. If it doesn't, then fair enough. Then you don't put it on top of the library, you put something else that is terrible for them. So, yeah, that's quite nice. Next one. Oh boy. Now, if I have to tell you why this card is a one-off in this format, then you're silly. Because technically it's a 6 mana, 4/3. Don't cast it. It has a cycle ability. Black, black. Cycle it, you draw the card. When you cycle it, though, it has an additional ability. You may have target player lose life equal to the number of zombies on the battlefield. That's right. On the battlefield. When this deck is nothing but zombies. Seems fair. Yeah, it's maybe a good thing this is a one-off. It's a common as well, which makes me laugh. Phyrexian Delver. Now, this is just a reanimator. When it enters the battlefield, you return a creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. You lose life equal to its converted mana cost. So this is the other card that can reanimate Phage, and you die. But you die pretty much because you've lost 7 life anyway. Anyway, let's get back onto the topic. This is 5 mana, 3/2. That's it. It's just to reanimate. There is not a lot of reanimate in this, and it's the only one that is in this format that isn't Geth. Graveborn Muse. Oh boy. It is a 4 mana, 3/3, double black and 2. At the beginning of your upkeep, you get to draw cards and lose X life. When X is the number of zombies you control. This deck's full of zombies. How do I draw cards? Let's put Graveborn Muse. Yay! Ghastly Remains. Now I understand this card. It's got the only ability, we should actually talk about its converted mana cost first. It's black, 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 converted mana cost 3, and it's a 0/0. Amplified 1. When this creature enters the battlefield with put a +1/+1 counter on it for each zombie card in your hand revealed in your hand. So you reveal X zombie cards and you put that many +1/+1 counters on it, pretty much. It is really bad worded, to my opinion. Zombie cards, so it can be any type of zombie. At the beginning of your upkeep, if this is in your graveyard, you may play black, black, black. If you do, return it to your hand. All them zombies you've been sandbagging, yeah, they're going to make this dude big, and then when they kill this dude, you're going to pay black, black, black to return him to your hand, and then cast all the creatures in your hand, and then make sure this guy stays. Yeah, nice idea, nice idea. Now, Zombie Trailblazer. Now, it's not the greatest. There's cards in the format that does better for what's in it, but it's still quite nice. You tap an untapped zombie you control to make target land become a swampy to the turn, and you tap an untapped zombie you control to make target creature gain swamp walk into turn. So pretty much 2 tapped zombies makes a creature unblockable, which isn't too bad. It's a 2/2 black, 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 convert mana cost 3, and it's a zombie scout, which is quite hilarious. Shepherd of Rot. Now, don't kill yourself. This is a one-off for a reason. It is a 2 mana 1/1, black and 1, with a tap ability that just says tap. Each player loses a life for each zombie on the battlefield. Yeah, you can kill yourself very easily in this format with that card. And the last one-off. So you know that Festering Goblins, which we only have 10 in the deck? I like them too much. My mate thought, we'll put more in. Because this is Search Rigged Exhume. So it's a 2 mana, 1/1, black and 1, of course. With an ability black and tap, discard a card, put a 1/1 black zombie goblin onto the battlefield named Festering Goblin. Whoa! Onto the battlefield. It has, when Festering Goblin dies, you put the -1/-1 until the end turn onto a creature. Yay! More Festering Goblins! All my lands now Festering Goblins! Yay! It's like almost pack rat, but worse. But no, I like it. Now we're going to talk about the instants and sorceries, and that's about it. And then I'll talk about something else at the end, but that's for the actual people that keep watching these videos. So, the instants and sorceries. The first one is Infest, which is the sorcery of the deck. It is a 9 copy of the deck. Pretty much, it's a 3 mana, black, black, and 1, that just pretty much says all creatures get -2/-2 until the end of turn. This pretty much almost wraps every creature in the thing except the bomb cards. So it's quite nice. But this isn't the one I need to talk about in really high depth. Nameless Race, the instant, which is a 9-of in this deck, is the one I have to talk about. It is a tribal instant shapeshifter. Changeling. This card is each creature type at all times. This means this is a zombie card, meaning all them zombie effects that say zombie cards, blah blah blah, they count towards this. So that amplifier counts this. That card makes them cheaper counts this. And that's about it. There is others, but I can't really remember them. They're the main ones. Target creature gains +3/-3 and loses all creature types until the end of turn. This is quite funny because it could kill everything almost except 2 cards. Sure, I don't mind that. Win. And, well, that's about it for technically that. It's just that this is a really confusing card and it's a zombie. Let's just put it that way. It is a zombie tribal instant, even though technically it isn't. It's every type. It is a zombie in this format. And, well, that's about it. Now, I'm going to have to say some things I said in last week's video. I did say I was making a video, and I've already said about that's already glitched up a bit, but I did also say I was going to make a mini parody or something like that. Well, the problem is, I'm quite not a smart guy for making parodies, and my mate isn't really convinced. So I'm going to have to do it by myself, and that means I'm going to have to do a lot of thinking on that. And I've only got about 2 weeks left until M14 comes out, which I will be talking about. And, yeah, and I'm also going to be making my own concoction of Big Zombie format. But it won't be just Big Zombies, it'll be like a different card thing, if I'm that bothered. But most probably, I'll be doing the music video next week, and then the parody in 2 weeks' time, and in the middle of that, I'll do the M14 chat about for EDH mainly, but other formats anyway. So, I hope we enjoyed this video. I'm so sorry it's so long and so wordy and so blah blah blah. But if you got that, if you've got it, because it is only going to cost you the grand total of $117 at a low. That isn't too bad. So this format could be almost fun. I would only suggest don't have more than 4 players playing it, or the deck might become a bit bigger. But yeah, I hope we enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. I hope. God forbid, I hope.